Hey folks, Lukora here, back with more Expedition 33. In this quick video, it's going to be different from the playthrough. I want to go over real quick. My son actually started playing the game and he was struggling a bit, and I went to help him out and realized that he was kind of building his characters wrong. And I think it's not really wrong because you can build your characters how you want. It's just, I had a smoother experience the way I was going, so I figured I'd hop in and explain how I had my character set up if anyone is struggling and needs to readjust their characters or anything like that, or needs help understanding some things. Just go over real quick in this video, and it might help out your gameplay a little bit. Also, if you're watching these videos, guys, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe, comment, like, respond, help me out with the algorithm. Loving making this content. Would love to get some exposure out there and get the channel growing. Let's jump into it. So, of course, where I'm at in the video, we don't have Gustav anymore. But I can go over the rest of the people real quick. So, if you're using Lune, when I was using her, she was basically my elementalist setup. And you can go kind of how you want with it. But I was making sure everyone had a break move. So I took Mayhem with Lune. And then this elemental trick seemed pretty good. It does each elemental damage. So whether they're resistant or weakness, you can help apply that. And then she was kind of being my fire initiator. And before I got CL, she was working with Mayel to set up burns for Mayel to do her stuff. Yeah, I didn't use Earth Rising a lot. I didn't like that. The Ice Lance was okay. I was using her as like support with a little bit of healing. And Thermal Transfer was okay if the target was burning, since she was using fire to set up and give her additional AP to boost. And then we was going to fire. So. And then based on your weapon, for your attributes, we'll go look at that, but I think hers was Vitality and Luck. For Sayel, she replaced Lune for me as going to be my support healer and party buff. I went up this side with Phantom Blade, Sealed Fate, absorbs your foretells to do more damage. And then over here, Grim Harvest. I like that. If I missed my parries or my setup and everyone took some damage on round 2 after she set up with foretell, I could go ahead and heal the whole party by 30% and then more per foretell. And I'll show you the weapon I found for her if you're watching along. I don't know exactly where I got it from in one of the videos. When you apply foretell, it max stacks foretell, so this is always a big heal to keep the party alive during the fight. So she does some pretty good offensive damage, but she's more like utility. And then after I got the big heal, I came down this side. And the goal is we're going to go down and get all set. So her goal is going to be healer / party buff to help with fights. So that's how we're setting up Sayel. And then Mayel is my main damage dealer. Again, focused on the offensive switch. I took that out of the assignments. Spark is what I was focusing on, again, to get that burn on the target. And then we just working our way over here for Rain of Fire. This Miso Forte is really good if you have to hold off for something and don't want to lose your Virtuous Stance when you finally get it for the big damage. You can build up AP and just hold your stance till the next round. So that was good to get into. And then per se, this is our big damage move. I was using Gustav to apply Mark. And he would apply Mark, and then Lune would apply Burn. And then when it would get to Mayel, she would get in Virtuous Stance, and then next round absolutely smash with this move. Usually hits for a 9999. Right here, Swift Stride. If the target is in burning, you automatically go into Virtuous Stance. So that's down the Wombo combo. Guard Up for boss fights. I'll go ahead and throw this up while everyone applies burn and stuff and gets the rotation set up to reduce damage. And then we took Fluret Fury, probably butchering these names, but this keeps you in Virtuous Stance if you get in Virtuous Stance, and it's a break ability. And then I took Breaking Rules for boss encounters and other mob encounters later on. They'll stack up shields. This destroys all of them, so you don't have to free aim and use up your AP. It doesn't matter if they have 1 or 5 or 7 shields. You pop this move, they're all gone. And then I think the end game is, I want to go over here for Pyrales. The way I had Gustav while I was using him, he was doing my free aim shots and he was applying Mark and auto attack. I know he had the powerful buff. I would use that, but I would just try to get him set up. I forget all the moves I used. I know we had the one that marks, the one that crits build charges, overload. We had the self-heal, the power up, and I think it was shatter for a break. But now we have Verso. But the cool thing is, I'm going to show you now is over here in the Picto and attributes we'll be able to go into. So Lune, depending on what weapon you pick, will be where your letters are for what your weapon benefits, and that's what you want to mostly put points into. That way you're scaling properly. But I tried to scale and get each stats to a checkpoint. So like it was like get everyone to 500 health, 250 attack power, 200 speed, 25 defense, 20 crit. And I'm working at it. Then once you get what weapon seems like what you want to build with, then you can focus on the letter grade. But Lune's a little bit behind. As you can see, so we have 1000 HP on her. That's where she's up with a rank C for her weapon scaling. And then luck, she's a rank B, so we have that up. But putting points in that also boosts other stats as you progress. So her attack power is doing good. She's at 570, speed 410, and almost at 100 defense. Mael, again, vitality, scaling with her weapon that I'm choosing to use with her, is a B rank, and then her agility is a C rank. So, where obviously the goal is to catch up and get to 1000 vitality for health. Well, we got points in there. Attack power, it scales, but not as high as vitality since it's a B rank. Speed's good. We got 157 defense. She's good on defense. Crit's a little low, but that's okay. And then I was putting points in last episode on our new guy. We got him up to 1000 HP. Of course, his weapon scales with rank B with that, so that's going to contribute. 457 attack power, 350 speed, 100 defense, 26% crit. So it's kind of like just looking at him. Health's going to be our main dump stat. We're going to keep the attack power catching up. We're not going to let it fall super far behind. The speed's good. Defense, we're going to see if it scales up good. And then crit, we'd like to slowly progress. But vitality is the main thing, his base weapon. But I imagine we're going to find a better weapon that's going to maybe specialize in different things. So I'm trying to not let everything fall too far behind. Recoats, I haven't used any yet. But if you using one weapon and you scale everything based off that weapon's thing, you find a better one or you want to switch your build up, just pop a recoat and reallocate your points. Next, we're going to go in here and look at, I wanted to show y'all, so, real quick, weapons. These are the same ones that Gustav was using. His base one just scales really good right now. but we was using. Did we get this one? I think we wanted to. Yeah. We're going to go ahead and switch to Lance Ram. As you can see, it's Vitality B and Agility C. So again, staying with Vitality, that's good. He's going to scale damage-wise off of that. But Pictos, just want to show you. He basically copied Gustav's Pictos, so I didn't have to really swap anything out. They stayed. But this is what we had Gustav set up. So if you're watching this, you can use these same Pictos and Luminas on your Gustav until you switch to Verso. Again, like I said, he was using free aim to set up stuff for Mael. The augmented aim, 50% increased free aim damage. First strike, he goes first. And then base attack damage boosted by 50%. That's what I had on him. Then for the Luminas, 3 AP on an enemy kill, we had marking shots, 20% chance on free aim to apply mark. 50% base attack damage. 25% increased break damage. Break gets important as you go on, stunning the bigger monsters. 20% chance to add burn on free aim. 1 AP on a dodge. Play first. After a free aim, 50% base attack damage. 25% counter damage. 50% increased break damage when you counter attack. To remove all status effects when you pop a heal. And 50% break damage when you basic attack. If you don't have this many Lumina points, whenever you get the Curator unlocked, that's how we done it. We just been adding the, I forget what they're called at the moment. The one things you collect, not the Chroma. I think they're the Lumina Stones. When you get the Curator, you can distribute them and consume them to increase how many points people have. Next, on to Mael. Since she was the one consuming marks, I was having her apply burn on marked enemies. 3 AP on getting a kill. 50% base attack damage. 25% break damage. 1 AP on dodge. 2 AP on damaging a marked target, because again, she was my main setup dealer. Increased counterattack damage. Break damage on counterattack. Remove status effects on heal. 25% heal whenever she consumes a mark. This just kept me... I didn't have to worry about her health. The way I was setting up, it was good. I knew my powerhouse was always taken care of. And again, the break damage on basic attack. We'll jump at Lune real quick. Again, she was 3 AP on kill. A chance to apply mark on free aim. Base damage attack. Break damage. Burning shots. A lot of these, once you unlock them, they're like good base things. And what synergy you want to use, it's just equipping them once you unlock the extra Lumina. But again, I was focused on counters, break damage, and buffing after free aims. And then Sael, she had free aim damage. I also put auto shell on her. This was really good. It's I think it's 25 or 30% less damage the first 3 turns of a fight. So, that one was good. And these are just all the other ones. Like I said, it was copy pasta basically. Once you get a couple good ones that you're going to use. I was using stun boost for a while, but I swapped it out for the breaker one, because I think break's important. Move wise, we can get a look at Mael. I have Spark again to apply the burn. Perseus, our main damage dealer, to pop when we have it if the target's marked. Breaking Rules takes off all the shields. Swift Stride puts us in Virtuous Stance if the target is burning. Miso Forte saves our Virtuous Stance and builds AP. And then Fluid Fury is our breaker. I want to show you all on Sael. This is the weapon that I got, I forget where I got it from. If you're watching the videos, it's on there. The Chation. Right here, at level 4, Sun skills always apply 10 foretell, but you take double damage. So, we got to build up her defenses more, but it's awesome for her to use her first foretell move, get instant 10 stacks, and the next turn if I need to heal or pop a damage move, you got 10 stacks of foretell automatically being consumed for a big damage or a heal buff. So, it's like a little wombo combo, but that's how I'm building her as a support. And then she's using Twilight Slash, Focused Foretell. Again, see where it only applies to, because I have that weapon, a past rank 4, it jumps up to 10. So it's a big boost. Marking card to apply mark to set up Mael. Grim Harvest, that's the main support move to keep the team alive. There's her break move, Phantom Blade. And then Sealed Fate is her big damage move that uses one more foretell to deal 200% more damage. So again, even if I'm just going for damage, no one needs to heal. We focus foretell, get 10 stacks of foretell, then you pop Sealed Fate for a ridiculous amount of increased damage. Lune, if you're using Lune, again, just fire setup. I have her benched right now. She was my healer slash elemental applier, and we just focused on fire. Went over Mael. And this is Verso. This is going to be our next episode. Is the first time using him. But, the way it looks like he is going to play is kind of like give and receive. He takes a bit more, but can dish out a bit more. But he's basically, for me, he's going to be replacing what Gustav did. He's still going to be my free attacker and my Markiplier, and building up for the his big finisher, and then supporting the others. But right now, Mael is my kind of bread and butter of my party. Other than that, guys, I don't think there's much else to cover. Like I said, this wasn't going to be a super long video. I just wanted to go in here and show y'all, if you're stuck or want to follow along real quick, how I was putting things along in my videos. So, if you're enjoying this content, like, comment, subscribe, and like always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.